hi again, everyone. I was requested by Jelly to make a video explaining drone chips. So, a couple of things to begin with. As you can see in the Sunday Monday verses, down at the bottom here, you get some points for each chip chest open and premium chip material gained. Also, as a precursor, if you don't already have your chip lab at level 20, you should get it there as soon as you can. The only way you can craft UR or golden chips is with a level 20 chip lab. So the easiest way to think of skill chips is they're very similar to sorry, this isn't working. They're very similar to your gear for your heroes. So your skill chips, and here you can see my tank squad skill chip set, are just like gear. They have 4 different uses. One is a move skill, one is an attack skill, one's a defense skill, and one is what's called an interference skill. And so you can have either SSR or purple chips, or blue chips, or gold chips. And obviously, we all want to shoot for the gold ones. So, if I look at my inventory here, I have 4 SSR skill chip chests, and I recommend clicking the eye buttons here that tell you what your chances are of getting different things out of these chests. You'll see that the SR chests have much lower chances of a gold and much higher chances of a blue. And then the same thing with the green chip chests. So your highest chances of getting the green, which are basically not worth anything as far as enhancing the power of your drone. And then I happen to have a skill chip choice chest, which gains me 1 random UR skill chip and 100 premium chip material. I also have in inventory 734 premium chip material and 1300 basic. And the first thing I'm going to do is go into the Alliance store. And since it is today, it's Monday versus, I'm going to buy all of the drone combat experience. And I don't always do this because I like to save my diamonds. I like to save my diamonds for other things. But just in order to demonstrate for you guys how to use these, I'm going to go ahead and buy 9 of the SR skill chip chests. So, first thing I need to do is I go into my drone and I go to skill chip, go to chests, and now you can see all of the different ones that I have that I haven't opened yet. And so I'm just going to go ahead and open those. So I got a tank, 3 tanks and an air, but only one of them is UR or gold. It's not bad. We open these, and I got all purples and blues plus 70 premium chip material. And same thing here with the lowest, the R chip chest. So now that I've opened all of those, you can look at, so your first set is always going to be for your first squad, which for almost all of us is tank. And then your second set becomes available once you get to combat boost level 150. The third set, you need to reach combat boost level 300. And I know this was a little confusing at first, what the relationship between the skill chips and the combat boost is, and I'm going to show you that. So, right now I have just finally gotten all 4 UR aircraft chips, and I'm only at level 205 here on combat boost, so I have a long ways to go till I open up the third chipset, which for me will be missile. So I don't necessarily need missile chips. However, if I go to my chip lab here and go to inventory, you can see all of the different chips that I have. So I have 4 UR tanks plus these 2 are the same. I have 2 UR missile chips, which I'm not using because I don't have that combat boost level yet. And I have 4 UR aircraft chips plus 2 purple ones. And then all of these blues and greens, you basically don't need to worry about installing them on your chipsets. You're just going to recycle those, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Also now, since I opened all those, I now have 930 premium chip material and 1300 basic chip material. So the first thing to do here is probably this. We're going to go with combat boost. And what happens here is you have an opportunity to first use up all of your drone experience. So that shows me right now it's going to take me from 205 to 208. So I'm going to add all that, and the game automatically adds it to the next area of your drone that can use it or will use it. So now that I've added those, I'm just going to click promote, and I'm now at level 208, and my drone power has gone up slightly. Now you can continue using this, just the plus sign here, or you can use quick add. For example, I can add this, we'll just add 1, promote, and it just promoted this center component here. But I can also click quick add, and that's essentially going to select all the stuff that I don't really need, because I already have UR chips on my tank and air. I don't need those. And all of these greens and blues, I don't need those. So the quick add adds those, and then I promote. That's going to take me up to level 212, and watch my drone power increase. So it increases slightly, a few thousand. So now let's go back and just look at my inventory again. So now I just have all these UR chips, and the UR chips cannot be recycled into combat boost. So once you have a UR chip, if you have 2 of them, what you hopefully would do is, just like with gear on your heroes, you can what's called ascending the chip, or improve the chip. So this is a little bit, you kind of have to go back and forth here. But it looks like I have 2 of these missile chips, which at this moment, see the ×2 there? That means that I have 2 of them. The regular 2, here, all these, the 2s and 1s, that means they're level 2 or level 1. When it says ×2, that means you have 2 in inventory. So the next thing I'm going to do is, I think right now I want to improve my tank set. And I'm going to look at these. So one other thing to know is when you look at a chip, it tells you which position it's in: center, top, right, or left. Same thing in the chip lab. So if I wanted to craft a tank chip, I might click this one. Right up here at the top, it shows me, okay, that's the lower right chip. So that's a defense skill. This one is the lower left, an interference skill. This is the top, an offensive skill. And the center is what's called an initial move skill. And what that actually does for your drone and your squad is described in here, and it gets a little bit technical. So we won't go into that, but the fact of the matter is you want to improve them. So if I look at my tank chips, I have all level 1s, it appears. But this one, I have 2 of the attack skills. So I should be able to go in to this, click ascend. I need 2 more to get to level 3. So let's go ahead and do that. So I need 1 more of these to get from level 2 to level 3. So I want to craft a tank attack skill, the lethal firestorm chip. So I'll go back to my chip lab, and I'm going to find the lethal firestorm, the top skill. And since I have enough premium chip material, I just craft it, and boom, I have it immediately. Now I can go back to my chipset and see that it has the red dot on it. That means that it's ready to be ascended. So now I've improved my attack chip for the tank set to level 3. And now I'll need 3 of those to get to level 4, and so on. So eventually, as we get further along in Season 2, you'll collect more and more of these and be able to get them to higher and higher levels. Now, as I showed you earlier, I also have this skill chip choice chest. So let's go ahead and use that. I'm going to open it, and this allows me to select any of the chips for each of these. And it depends on what I want. So I know that I need 3 of these to improve any further, so I'm not going to do that one. All these other 3 are at level 1 still. And let's just make sure of that before I do this. So go into my drone. I need 2 here. I need 2 here. I need 2. So I kind of want to make an improvement right now. So let's look at my air. Here I only need 1 to get from level 1 to level 2. So I'm going to switch gears here. I'm going to make an attack chip for the air so I can get to level 2. And that is called Lethal Firestorm. So we go back to the chip lab, air, Lethal Firestorm. I'm sorry. Our skill chip choice chest. And then I'm going to click air and Lethal Firestorm. Boom. So now I have one of those. And now I can go back to my drone and see it has the red dot again. So I can ascend that chip up to level 2. Attack boost effect increased by 5%. So I think that's kind of some of the big stuff with skill chips. Just so you know, there's a lot of different ways you can get these. I think there were some available in the Halloween event, but you can buy them in the Alliance store. I don't recommend buying them in the Honor store, even though you can. They're very expensive. In the campaign store, you can get them every week, and I always do. And then obviously, as I showed you, the VIP store has skill chip chests as well, and the Alliance store has the Combat Boost Experience card. And I really would recommend trying to buy some of this stuff. Of course, we're all limited by how much contribution points we have and how many diamonds we have, and we have to make choices. But certainly working on your drone and these chipsets become more and more important as you want your squad to go up. So I think, if I remember right, my squad 1, it was at about 22.45, so I went up 0.05, and my air squad went up about the same amount. So they're small gains. Everything is a small gain, you know, whether you upgrade a single piece of gear or a single skill or a drone chip or anything. They're all little gains that you'll see increase your squad power and combat power. So hopefully, this little primer on skill chips clarifies some things. It was confusing to me at first, to the point where I didn't even buy some of it because I didn't know what I was doing. Please let me know if you have any questions, or ask questions in chat, and hopefully that helps you guys out. All right.